All right, everybody, welcome back into Sports Drive. We're going to bring you an update on the Randall versus Hereford baseball game live right now at WT. Just wrapping up. It may be over in the next couple of minutes. This audio stream is live over on TPSN, and we're going to get a live report. It looks like the game may be wrapped up or just wrapping up, so let's bring in Hart Pisani from the Amarillo Globe News in just a second. It looks like he's still getting set up. I'll take you through what's going on with the action at WT and what's happened so far. The game went into the fifth inning scoreless, a pitching duel out at West Texas A&M between these two clubs, and it was a tremendous performance on the mound from both of these schools. And in the top of the sixth inning, it was Caden Juarez who had the sacrifice fly to score Peyton Bush to put Randall up 1-0, and they took that lead into the seventh. And let's bring in, it looks like two guests, Hart Pisani and Riley Robinson, alongside, both out at West Texas A&M. I know Riley out there covering it for us here at News Channel 10, and Hart Pisani covering it for the Globe. I guess we'll just talk to both of you guys. Talk to me a little bit about the action today and what you saw from Hereford and Randall.
I mean, the action came from the mound. I mean, it was a pitching duel, I believe, going into like the top of the fifth or sixth there. The only base runner was from a walk. And so, I mean, it was 3 up, 3 down. We saw a lot. And then Randall got a few base runners. Runner advanced on an error there. And then that was the top of the sixth there. And then sac fly from Caden Juarez, scored. And, I mean, it was a close one, but it was a pitching duel. It really was.
Coach Hamilton also just told us the sacrifice fly from Juarez that ended up sending Bush home came after he had been intentionally walked before, which, while Hamilton said that it was probably the right move from Coach Davis, he definitely took it a little bit personally when he came in with the sacrifice fly to get the score home and send this one to a victory. But, they got Duncan Bowles going against another good pitcher tomorrow in Hereford tomorrow at Saturday.
And, we obviously saw, I'm going to ask both of you guys this again, might as well, with both of you guys in there. I do want to say, we saw the scores in non-district play, right? And we talked to, both coaches about it, Coach Hamilton over at Randall and Coach Davis. And one theme seemed that Hereford, had to save their better arms or their best arms for the games and the surrounding part of the schedule. And it seemed like today was going to be the biggest day with Hereford's ace going on the mound. What can you say about what this loss kind of means for Hereford, both from a standpoint just purely of the game and then mentally to know they were this close to taking down Randall, taking that 1-0 lead, but to come up just short?
Coach Davis told me the other day when I spoke with him that the big key for them is that even though they were outscored 23-2 in this regular season, they knew they had to play as close to a perfect game as they could. And those first 5 innings, they did. Like Riley was saying, there was Carlos Duran was perfect on the mound through the game up to that point. Then start getting a little tired. They have to go to a different pitcher because the pitch count starts getting high. It's good momentum that they were this close. However, you got Duncan Bowles, 2-time district player, pitcher of the year, coming up on the mound tomorrow. It's going to be very tough having to come and turn right back around and win that game. But it also says that they're not entirely out of it. Like he said, they've been in playoff mode the last couple of weeks, not just from actual playoff series, but late in the district season just to make it into the playoffs. They had to win a whole lot of games. So, I think it should be another game, just as Coach Hamilton told us.
Absolutely, and it was, it seems like it was a great stage. Just talk to me about what the atmosphere was like out there a little bit, what the crowd situation was kind of like. Did you see a lot of Hereford fans and Randall fans coming out for this one?
Yeah, it was a great crowd. We're out here at WT, so they get a decent amount of seating up there. I thought it was relatively split. Obviously, being a little closer to Randall, you're going to get a little bit of a Randall lean, but I'd probably say it was about 60-40. So there was definitely a whole lot of support out here. A lot of people getting ready, getting excited to go. I think they're ready to roll for tomorrow. Coach Hamilton was joking with us that The kids were definitely grateful that the start time got moved up from 6 to 2 because it means they got to get out of school a little bit early today. So they won't have that problem tomorrow. That problem, with the start time already having been scheduled for 11. So I think they'll be ready to roll and go ahead about a little less under the 24 hours to go from now.
I will just say, defer to the great Kevin Selly, Doppler Dave, Sheldon Bashirs, and Tanner Brammer for the weather forecast. But I don't know what it's going to look like in 3 to 4 hours, or I guess 2 to 3 hours at this point. But right now it looks like perfect baseball weather out there. When I think, we were worried that even with them moving it up, it may be a day where you still have to worry about what the conditions might look like.
Yeah, right as you're saying that, I thought I felt a little drop in the air. We've had rain on and off throughout the day. I mean, you look one direction, it's beautiful as can be. You look another direction, and you say, okay, hope that's not moving our way. As of this time right now, I mean, Claude and Nazareth are supposed to play a game at 6 o'clock at Hodgetown. As of right now, that is still the plan. If not, they got to head on down to Floydada, which is a little bit of an opposite direction. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it continues to hold up. I mean, I think that's what we're crossing our fingers for at this point. The good news in that realm for them is that they don't have to worry about Amarillo College or the Sod Poodles having to come back in a day or two to play there. So maintenance-wise, it shouldn't be too tough. As for this one, I think they shouldn't have any issue getting WT ready to go tomorrow. I mean, they had regional track out here a couple of weeks ago. And, it rained earlier in the day, and they still had the whole dang thing that day later on. So they know how to do their maintenance around here in Canyon. I'm sure they can do the same thing downtown Amarillo.
Hart, quickly, we have about less than 45 seconds, but I do want to ask you one more time from the Hereford standpoint. I mean, you talk about playing this Randall team close, such a dominant Randall team, to a 1-0 game and playing them scoreless for so long. Do you feel like this is more of a motivator, of a boost, like, hey, we can play with these guys, or do you feel like it's more demoralizing from the standpoint of we got so close, we needed this game, and we came up just short?
I think because it was so much closer than those first two. I mean, they lost the first game 13-2. They lost the second game 10-0. I think both were run rolls. So it is a motivator in that sense. At the same time, like you said, to get this close only to fall down the stretch, it is going to be a lot tougher, especially tomorrow, knowing Carlos Duran is your ace. But they do have a very good pitcher going tomorrow. I think if I had a gun to my head and I had to pick one, I'd say it's more of a demoralizer, but I would expect another really good game tomorrow.
All right, Hart Pisani, Amarillo Globe News Sports Reporter. Thanks so much, Hart. We'll see you right back here to wrap up Sports Drive in just a bit. Okay, cool.
No, it was perfect. I got the text while I was filming, but it didn't stop it or anything. Only a phone call would have stopped it. But it was like I got off from interviewing him and jumped right on. I wasn't able to grab the Hereford guy, but I mean, honestly, the way they want me writing these things, I'm just going to focus on the kid having a no hitter for the most part, and I'll grab Davis tomorrow since I'll be right back. So yeah, no, it all worked out.
So it was a no hitter for the Randall's pitcher.
It was a no-hitter. He had one walk. I can't remember I don't think there was an error, so I think he just had the one walk. And I think he finished with 6 or 7 Ks, but no-hitter for him. The Hereford kid was perfect going in the 5th. Then I think they ended up they had at least one error, I think maybe 2. And, he gave up the sac fly. Bush was almost out, man. He slid for third at one point, and he, barely just got back in time before the ball got to him when he was trying to take off stealing. But they pulled it in. It was a good game.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Hart, thanks. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to wrap things up here and get going, but I'll talk to you. If the Naz game's at Hodgetown, I'll see you out there.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Peace out.